now where I can smell it because I do have my window open. So if you hear any background noise, it is from the street. But she is just beautiful, and she does smell very citrusy. You don't have to get real close to her, but you have to kind of get up on her, and it could be just her first bloom. I've heard that this scent could fill a room. So far, not yet, but that's all right. I'm happy that the bloom did open. Oh my goodness, I sit and stare at her all the time, guys, all the time. And then I did release this leaf right here, and her other leaf is coming right along as well. And while we're here, let's just look at Sherry Baby Spike progress, coming right on up. You see right there to the top. And then Miss Lady right up here. Let's just zoom in. This is the big girl that had the broken leaf in the box. Look at the growth on that leaf since last week. She is just taken off. She loves her life right now. And then, of course, my no ID Oncidium here. But let me show you guys something. So I don't know how many of you read the comments, but Carmen over at Carmen's Orchids had made a comment when I had broken my orange Catatante Orange Kiss new growth. She said that the orchid god said there were going to be 2 more. And by golly, there's one, and there is another one. Hold on, let's see. Let me move this out of the way so you can see it. And there's 2. So all I did is I did kind of crack this leaf and just ripped it in half. I did not attempt to take it off because that's what happened the last time. And you see how that growth is coming up underneath and the leaf is in between? Just going to leave it alone until it gets a little bit stronger, but 2 growths it is. Loving it. And let's see what else we have over here. We've got the Schleiriana, lovely leaf coming up. Still no spikes on my Mewtwo King Bellina here, but that's all right. Oh, and one of the ICPU orchids is starting. Let's see if we can zoom in there so you can see it. You see the root? She is starting some root growth. Now this leaf that she came with right here is stalled, but it just could be there's no roots in there. She's a little limp, so she's getting there. So I think she's going to be all right. And then this one here that I broke off, I think it's totally gone. So I'm just going to take her out of this media and reuse that media for something else. And Yoko over here is still working on that leaf as well as this leaf. So she's trying to do 2 leaves at one time. I'm not mad about it. Never seen that happen before, but I am not mad about it. And then, of course, Bellina Wild Type here, her leaf. Let's see, what else do we have going on over here? My Yellow King here with her 9 growths is starting to produce some roots, and I know that because I let this completely dry out, and then I put water in it just to see, because the roots that she went in with, they were tired. They weren't fresh. And let's see if we can just take a glance without pulling her out on this 2 new growths. No, I don't want to chance it. I'm having some hand issues today, guys. That's why I had planned to take some of the orchids out and show you up close. I'll do that next Saturday. Let me know if you're interested in doing that. But look at the roots on the Isabella Lunar Eclipse. They are starting to find their way down into the media. And this one here, the, oh, please don't drop, the Snowbird. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the Snowbird Sweet Spots is starting to develop her pseudobulb here. You can see it starting right in here. And then the other growth that she has is still coming right along. That one I thought I had broken when I repotted her. Oh, guys, my Dendrobium spectabula that I got from the Orchid Supply Store. Look what we have, another growth. I noticed that about 2 or 3 days ago when I was glancing through. And then Hibiki, of course, still doing her thing. And nothing new going on here. This new growth right here on another ICPU. Which one is this? This is the one I can't remember. The Berina Green crossed with Chrysanthemum. That growth is coming along just wonderfully. And then, of course, the Encyclia, look at those growths, just taking off. And then I've got one of the Roy Toganaga on the mount hanging just right here. And I have decided what I'm going to do. I ordered some burlap that should be here on Monday. I'm going to put some more moss across here. I'm not going to mess with anything. I'm not taking anything off. I'll go through and cut off some more of the dead roots that are on there. And then I'm going to put some more moss right in here because this is where that new growth is, and this is the previous growth. So I'm hoping to kick out some more roots because you can see it has some roots kind of already coming out. And then Ken covers it with burlap, as you can see a little bit right there. And I'm just going to cover the bottom with burlap. This way it'll stay damp longer and I won't have to water it every single day in the morning and when I get home from work, because since I've gotten her in 24 hours, I have watered her several times because Latoria type do like to stay damp a little bit longer than our usual. And then I have one of my hanging baskets down here draining. This is kind of what I do after I soak them in the little bowl, is I'll tip them kind of to the side that way. Not sure what happened there, but the mic just decided to disconnect. So as I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted, I'll let them drain for about 30 minutes and then I'll hang Miss Lady back up. Nothing really exciting to look at her except for, of course, her beautiful root tips there. And then these tips right here, I had the bowl sitting next to it and let the water, kind of let them absorb some water there. And then let's slowly come up here. Look, I think we might get a bloom. Let's see if I can kind of tip her a little bit. But we have a sheath. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a blind sheath, but this would be my first blooming of her since I got her from Paula over at Hillbilly Orchids back in July, I believe, of 21. That tag is stuck on the root and I'm not going to pull it out, but that's exciting. And do you guys see it? Let me just zoom in. Look, do you see the shadow? I had to have my daughter verify to make sure I wasn't seeing things, but there is a shadow. And if I kind of feel there is it's a little bump. So that may or may not produce, but you know what? The next one will if that one doesn't. And remember last week when I was telling y'all I was going to have to move my Laelia? Okay, let me zoom out just a little bit. So here is the top of the shelf and here is the top of her. Literally an inch left for her to grow. So definitely going to have to rearrange some things. I was thinking of maybe moving a couple of my oncidium, smaller oncidiums, and making room for the pot over there because there is this Berina light hanging right here. So I think she'll get plenty of light if I put her kind of in the front. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And then my Hippodamia that I got in one of the ICPU unboxings, she's not doing anything. She's just kind of sitting in there, just minding her own business. And this new growth down here, let's see if I can, wrong one. There we go. Look how much it has grown. Everything is just really pushing out. And then noticed that this one right here, whoops, sorry about my hand in the way there. Let me get it to focus. We have us a new growth right there as well, along with all those beautiful roots. I am so proud of that, because this one here I set her back major because I kept soaking, because she's in all lava rock, and I kept soaking her and I had her too deep, so I kept losing new growths. And we have, it looks like, again, all of this stuff I'm showing you, I noticed this stuff yesterday. We are going to have some yellow bird blooms. And it looks like there's two in that spike. And then also, someone tell me, let me find it. I hope I don't drop this. But someone tell me if that would have been a spike, because it looks like it is yellowed. It was green a couple of days ago, but does that look, is that what I'm looking for a spike? Something small and skinny like that, because it looks totally different than any of the other growths. And I've never rebloomed her. I purchased her in bloom, and her being the nodosa, Brassivola nodosa, I've never rebloomed her. So hopefully she will produce me a bloom if that was going to be a bloom. These two right here, and I'm going to have to check the video because I cleaned this with alcohol and wasn't paying attention, and I wiped the name off. But the new growth is still coming right on along, as is this one here with the long name with the multi-cross here. Pick that one up a little bit so you can kind of see. Doing rather well. And the Maikai's coming. Oh, she's going to start making her first leaf there. And let's come down here. So anything, oh, this one is starting to grow roots. All of the ICPU Phalaenopsis, I'll do a video in the next week or so and do an update, because almost all of them are growing new roots. That one back there is growing a leaf and new roots. And look at my soft clouds. This is one of my, what Nina calls OGs. This is one of my original Phalaenopsis that I got when I first moved into my home in 2018. Let's see. Look at the pulchra. Let me show y'all this. Oh my goodness. If I drop this and scream, I'm going to cry and y'all are going to hear it. Look at that beautiful. Let me move her out of the glare. Look at that beautiful root. But more importantly, hold on, where is it? There it is. Look at this. Look at those. Whoas. Aren't those pretty? I just watered these guys this morning. And this one back here is starting a new leaf growth. Remember I told y'all I thought I saw a new leaf coming? Well, there it is. Loving it. Just loving it. And then Ken here, again, a no ID from Ken over at the Orchid Supply Store. She is finally putting out roots and a leaf and not a spike. I'm so proud of her. Down here, look here. Look at the fans coming right along. Loving that. And Gigantea. Look at that leaf. That leaf is almost as big as the one over there, and she's not done yet. It's not hardened off yet. And then my Corula back here. Let's see if I can do this without jiggling you guys too much. But let's get her out of here. These two growths, whoops, I almost smashed my Neophonetia. Look at these growths. Look at that one, and look at that one. That, I love that. Look how big that is. It's the biggest one so far. Look at that. Love it. And put it off to the side. And then my Rhynchostylus Gigantea, which she does need a soak today. I gave her a quick flush about 2 days ago, and as you can see, this root right here is starting to dry out. But she is really settling in, doing rather well, rather well. I love the way the ends of these leaves look. It's almost like someone just took and snipped it right on off with like a little cutter, one of those, if you do like scrapbooking, they have all those fancy different cuts you can make. And then we haven't looked at Fritz Nicholas in a while up close. Move this around. Let's see, where's that new growth? I know she had a new growth. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. I thought I was in focus and I was not. That right there, that, see it? Look how much it's grown. My goodness. Now this one is a slow grower, but she is also classified as a compact Cattleya. So if you'd like to have one growing on your windowsill or you have limited space, she would be a good one to get, because like I said, they're classified as compact. And my Renanthera monachica over here is steadily extending these roots, and eventually I'm going to have to figure out where to put her, because I have to position her a certain way and the roots are going to be in the way. This here is one of the ICPU not doing anything. Did absorb those leaves, and that's all right. The canes are still nice and strong. Let me get up off the floor here. And look at the leaf on this one. Look at that. Loving this. I love that. Love it. I know, I say that with everything, don't I? And I'm still waiting on some roots for my Lois McNeil here so I can clip and move her forward, kind of like I did with the other pot. Let's see if I can get the green leopard from back here without dropping her. Shaky hands. Look at her new growth. Look how much it's grown. And look at all the root growth here. Oop. Don't see a lot of new root growth on the outside, but she's got them going down in there. You can see right there. Oh my goodness, just gorgeous. Now where am I going to set her? Just going to have to set her right there for now. Oh, look. We have Inscriptiosus blooms. Look at those. Aren't those pretty? And then we also have here, and then she's got one on this spike right here. Kind of hard to see with the glare. And then this one down here is getting ready to open as well. And then she's Tai-Shing Fly Eagle is getting ready to drop that bloom up there. But she's got that one, and looks like she's working on, what is that, two more buds? And Ambenensis is extending her spike and her buds. And then my Mini Mark has decided that she is going to go against the grain, and she's going to start another leaf instead of a spike. I am very pleased about that because I want her to get some more vegetation on her. And then if you hear that in the background, that's Winnie drinking up her water. The Yin's Black Eagle, her leaf is coming out. I don't know, it did open. It finally opened. Okay, because I flushed them last night and that leaf wasn't open yet. So it is open now. Good. Good. And let's see. Oh, I moved my loose berry over here so I could control these roots a little bit better because I kept thinking, as you can see right here, I snapped one of them, taking her out to water her. Now she is in moss, and I do let the moss almost dry out. I don't let it completely dry out because it's a little difficult to re-wet it without soaking her too long, in my environment and opinion. And then Queen's Bear, look what she's doing. Do you see it? I am going to cut it off. I'm not going to let her bloom. And down here, this new growth, look how much it has grown in a week. So that one is rather happy, and I don't know which piece is doing that, and I don't want to disturb it. And then this one over here is also putting out some root growth. Just starting, but she's putting it out, so that's a good sign. And with that, guys, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Saturday, and I will see you next week.